Hello, George.
Hey guys, do you hear me?
Let me see. Is this on a cell phone?
Oh my God, I thought I lost my cell phone. I was looking everywhere. It wasn't my car. It was not in the gym. I was freaking out. Oh my God.
No, listen, when you feel you lose your phone, it's the worst feeling in the world. I thought that happened to me the other day. I left it in my buddy's car, and I was beside myself, and it's really sad.
Oh no, I'm really sorry. We make more time after if you don't mind. I'll stay longer. I'm so sorry, man. I really apologize.
Nah, George, no problem, man. I'm happy. I wish you were in studio. Weren't you just in New York? Are you going to be? I know you're going to be working a lot with John Danaher in these upcoming weeks.
Wait a second, this is Matt Serra. I didn't know. I knew I had an interview. They didn't tell me it was with you. What's up, man? How are you?
Oh, God, George, I miss you, man. I was hoping, because I know you're in the city so much, that working with our buddy John Danaher, that I was hoping you'd be in studio.
Oh, man. But next time I come, I'll go. But now I'm in Montreal right now.
Well, we're definitely going to keep you to that. But how's things, man? I'm so excited, as is everybody, that you're coming back, man.
Yeah, I'm very happy. Finally, the discussion, the negotiation works well, and I'm very happy, you know.
What made you want to come back at middleweight? Just an easier cut, or did you want to fight sooner than Tyron Woodley would have been able to?
Well, look, the truth is this, okay? When we first started the negotiation, Wonder Boy was already scheduled to fight Woodley, and it's actually John Danaher that make me think of it. He says, "Why don't you go against Michael Bisping? It's now you have time to gain weight, and it's a new challenge. Wonder Boy is your friend. He's fighting Woodley." I was like, it was a perfect opportunity, and I saw it as a good opportunity because I want to make history. You know, I wanted to do something that at that time never been done. I wanted to get the 2 titles. And then after, the discussion started to fight Bisping in Canada. And during that time, Wonder Boy and Woodley fought. They made a draw, so they had to fight again. So that's why I'm fighting Bisping, you know. And he's a guy. He's a guy to beat. He's a guy whose the stocks is the highest right now. He's the biggest draw right now.
And you've been out for a little over 3 years, since I think November of 2013. What kind of sparked your decision to come back? And were any health issues that kept you out, have they been resolved?
No, the thing is, I always wanted to come back. It was the back of my head. I was not happy the way the sport was when I stopped at the time. I was, I believe it's like a triangle. You're physical, emotional, and mental. If one of these 3 things doesn't work well, it affects your performance, you know. And for me, I had problem mental and physical. I was tired. I was drained. You know, carrying a title, it's a lot of weight on your shoulder. People, they don't realize there's only a few people that can understand that. It's hard to be champion. It's even harder to stay champion. Believe me on that. And I had a lot of pressure. I was, the problem with the performance-enhancing drug at the time. So I was just tired. I felt I felt a little bit like claustrophobic, so to speak. And the time I took off was very good. Things has improved a lot in the sport. And now I feel I'm in my prime, so I don't want to waste my prime. I love the sport, and I want to go back and make history.
Now, George, one of the things that I've been thinking about this, you fighting at middleweight, and I don't remember who exactly I can't quote exactly who said it, but I believe it was when you were working at Jackson's and you were sparring with a lot of middleweights. As far as with the feet to floor, like, John Danaher says you're an expert at the shoot box. Does that give you confidence that you worked with a lot of bigger dudes and maybe you feel confident putting them down? Like you had good sparring sessions with a lot of respected middleweights?
Yeah, I spar with middleweight. I spar with light heavyweight too. I even spar with heavyweight sometimes, but the thing is, at the time we were doing it. I don't believe if the guys are heavier, they're better. I don't believe that. The only thing why we don't do it so often is because some freak accident can happen when you slip because the weight of difference. Doesn't mean the guys are better. They might hit harder. They might have more weight, carry more weight. It's an advantage, but doesn't mean they're better. And I was doing very well. The problem is just the injuries. It could have the chance of injuries, especially during practice, because if you fight a middleweight or a bigger guy, you need to spar with bigger guy to recreate the same environment. That's why I was not very a big fan of doing it. But now is the perfect timing to do it. I have time to gain a little bit of weight in as much as I can, and yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen. I'm very confident.
And George, how many fights do you have? Are you contracted for?
4 fights.
4 fights. Okay.
Nice.
Yes.
And do you plan on staying at middle? No, I know obviously it depends on what happens against Bisping, but are you planning on staying at middleweight, or has the thought of going back down to welterweight at some point occurred to you?
Look, I'm gonna tell you the truth. It depends what happened, and it depends of how it's gonna happen. If I feel great at middleweight, maybe I stay there. If I feel man, I'm missing. It's not good. You know, I don't feel good. Maybe I go down. Maybe there's 3 weight class I can fight at. I'm not lying to you. I'm not a big welterweight. I'm a normal size welterweight. I walk around 185, between 185 and 190. Even some lightweight are bigger than me sometimes, and I feel I could do 155. I'm not a big fan of cutting weight. I think I always prioritize my health over my performance. And by the way, I believe the new weigh-in in the morning before the fight, I think it's a bad thing, because now guys they see it as an opportunity to cut more weight. So I think it's a bad thing. I told Dana when I saw him, I don't see it as a good thing. Wow. But anyway, I think they have to change it, because one day someone will die. One day someone will die. It will affect all of us. It's very bad for your health. Should learn maybe from boxing. Maybe do a weigh-in the month before. Do a weigh-in the day before and the day of the fight, so you have a certain percentage of your mass that you cannot have, you know, and lose. So everybody will be on point, and there will not be any discrepancy of, is he a lightweight, a middleweight, or you will fight at your weight. You know what I mean?
Oh, you mean so have a 1 month out one. So again, somebody can't have to be 30 pounds over and have to cut that right before the fight if they have to weigh in a month prior.
Absolutely. It makes a big difference, and I believe it's been done. It's been done at boxing before, and I think it should be done in MMA, because one day someone will die. I mean, it's sad to say, but it's very bad. It's dangerous. It's very dangerous, and then long term, it's very bad for your body.
Well, look what happened with Khabib this weekend. I mean, that was a bummer, man. I was really looking forward to that fight with Khabib, and that weight cut hit him hard. So that's a bummer.
And also, if you do it with this way, with a weigh-in the month before the fight, guys won't be able to they will be more regulated. They won't be able to miss weight all the time, because they're gonna have to fight at their own weight class. You know what I mean? I think it would be a good initiative, but it's. Who am I? I'm the only one who think that. Maybe there's other guys. If I'm the only one to talk loud about it, I think it's never going to happen.
Well, George, you said about a month. When they weigh in a month before, I don't know, do they have to be at fighting weight, or do they have to be a certain amount of pounds over fighting weight? What's the rule on that when they weigh in a month before?
No, they have a percentage of your body mass that they're not allowed to pass. There's a certain, let's say you fight, for example, at 205, but you're not allowed to be, for example, to lose 20% of your body mass. You know what I mean? So there is a certain percentage. There is a critic percentage that it affect it could affect your well-being. It could be very dangerous. Okay. There's a certain percentage of dehydration in your body that is critical. That you can actually die if you're past that point, and it's very dangerous.
George, I seen the press conference with Michael Bisping. I enjoyed the hell out of that. First of all, him coming in late and either hungover or after an all-night bender drinking, and your banter back and forth. I think it's going to make the fight fun, to be honest with you. Did you enjoy that press conference, or does he get under your skin at all? You handled it like a professional.
Well, I don't really look, Matt. I'm going to tell you the truth, man. English is not my first language. I speak much better English than before.
Yeah.
And also, it's not that it's not my first language. I'm just not good at trash talking. Some guys are just so good. Like Charles Sonnen is amazing. Conor McGregor is amazing. I pick my fight very carefully. I cannot get into a war of words. Even though I don't consider Bisping as a good trash talker, I think he's horrendous. I think he's terrible. He's not even good at trash talking. The only thing he's doing the best thing for me. The more he talks, the more he embarrasses himself. So I don't really care. But some guys I like, for example, like Conor McGregor or Charles Sonnen, I would never be able to get into a war of word with them because they're just so good. But Michael Bisping, he think he's good, but he's terrible. Everything he says doesn't make sense. And the more he opens his mouth, the more he embarrasses himself. So for me, it's a good thing.
That's so good.
Well.